kinds of weird overvotes, undervotes. The election, literally, for the experts, does not add up. We're joined by, you're looking at, Justin Hart, data analyst for Rational Ground. He's also the founder of Rational Ground. He has 25 years experience in private and political efforts, specializing in data management. Oh, he worked for Mitt Romney? No problem. Justin, welcome to Newsmax. How are you?
Greg, great to be on with you today.
All right, listen, you are an expert at this stuff. Do me a favor, give us a little blow-by-blow, a run-through about, in your opinion, why this thing looks so fishy.
Well, look, to explain this, you have to think of the voting system as kind of a workflow pipeline. And on one end, you have the votes that come in. People vote at these machines, and there's been a lot of affidavits that the Trump campaign has gathered to say there's something amiss there. They get put into machines where the votes are tallied, and a lot of IT professionals will tell you there's something really amiss there. Then those tallies disappear for a little bit, and they reappear on the other end where we're able to find them. We have a little window into that, and it's right before it hits the dashboard of the New York Times or Fox News or Newsmax, and we see those totals come up on the colorful maps, right? And what we find is as those numbers change over time, there are some really strange mathematical things happening. We had, for example, in Pennsylvania, votes actually getting taken away in a midnight hour from Donald Trump and over the course of 5 days. We had, for example, in Wisconsin, a massive burst of 130,000 plus votes going for Biden in one batch. At one point in Michigan, we see another batch with 96% of the vote going for Biden. And these anomalies is what we're looking at in a very strong way.
So, Justin, I've seen some of these videos, and they're both intriguing and, quite frankly, a little bit baffling. You know, they're hard to understand, although it does, again, look fishy. I want to play one. This guy is going into what you're talking about, basically the plumbing behind the New York Times numbers.
We see at 7 o'clock in the morning, precincts 12-4, 12-8, and 60-13 report they have a 1-to-18 ratio. So Trump gets one vote exactly for every 18 votes here. At 9 o'clock in the morning, these original three precincts, 12-4, 12-8, 60-13, that ratio gets transferred in the same hour to these three precincts. So basically on the next global update citywide. That stays that way until 2 o'clock, 2:30. It transfers that 1-to-48 ratio from these three precincts into 12-16.
Okay, that's Edward Solomon, and again, I'm very excited by it, you know, but quite frankly, I can't see what he's seeing. I love it, I think. How do we get this stuff understandable, and like, what do we do with it?
Well, if you've ever seen the movie The Sting, you remember that the big gambit was them sitting in the back room and watching that ticker tape of horse races, right? And what they would do is quickly change the horse races or pick the horse races that they wanted to show up on the big screen. And that's essentially what is being inferred here, is that as the precinct counts come in, they're coming in a way that is unnatural. That is, it seems that something is manipulating in the background because the ratio of votes of Trump's vote to Biden's votes are changing in a very unique and a very systematic way, all the way down the precincts. And then they hit another time and they change in the same way.
So, Justin, who would have been doing that?
Who probably shouldn't happen.
Who would be doing that? Who would actually be making that happen?
Well, this is the big problem that the Trump campaign has to do. They have smoke on the front end of the pipeline, and they have smoke on the back end of the pipeline that I've just described. They're going to have to come up with some fire in the middle to determine to have any judge who would overturn it. I think the judge will listen very carefully to the statistical anomalies that we pointed out at the state and the precinct level. We know for Donald Trump, he's indicated some of our charts are going to be used in those lawsuits. What we don't know is, do they have the goods in between where they can demonstrate that there is something nefarious? That would be the true fire from the smoke that we're observing from either end here.
And from your standpoint, your expertise, considering, would this had to have been done centrally planned something like this, what we just saw, the numbers changing like that, if it happened in enough places, would that had to have been coordinated at a high level?
Put it this way, astronomers look to the sky and they find the bending of the stars and the bending of different things to infer that there's a black hole there. I think that's what we're seeing right now. I can see the bending of the numbers in such a way to tell me there is some unnatural force that is pulling these votes in a specific direction, and we're not sure exactly what's happening. I want to be clear. This could very well be legitimate. Someone has said, for example, there were mail-in votes from Milwaukee, and that's what accounts for the big burst to Wisconsin. But the thing is, it's all opaque. All you and I see is that small little window before it hits the TV, and the votes as they came in through the machines at the front end. We have no idea what's happening in the middle.
Well, Justin Hart, I'm glad guys like you exist. Seriously,
Wow.
Impressive work. Keep on it. Keep us posted. Data analyst and founder of Rational Ground. We appreciate it, sir, very much.
OMG.
Thanks, Greg. Anytime.
Okay, coming up.